Hey everyone, I'm Isaiah Rand and I'm going to talk some sports today. I'm going to talk about the mock draft. Sorry it's a little late, just less than an hour even before the draft, but I've been working a lot and I really wanted to get this started where I could really get into this because I love sports and I'm pretty knowledgeable about sports. The Detroit Pistons will be the first on the clock tonight, and as expected, everyone in the world, you don't have to be an expert to know this, Cade Cunningham will be the number one pick in the NBA draft to the Detroit Pistons. He shoots 40% in high school from the three-point line. He had 3.5 assists per game, 6.2 rebounds, and averaged 20 points. He had some really good games in college, too, even had a 40-point game. Jalen Green is expected to be the number 2 pick from NBC Sports and about every CBS, about every sports company known. A lot of the rumors are coming out that they're definitely leaning towards him, or that he is for sure going to be the number 2 pick in the draft. He's a shooting guard. He's out of the G League, Unite, I'm pretty sure. And he averaged 17.9 points, 4.1 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists, and he was a 36.5% three-point shooter. Evan Mobley is going to be the 3rd pick in the NBA draft, according to almost every source, to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He averaged 16.4 points, 8.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 30%. He's a 7-footer from University of Southern Cal. He can shot block and rim run at a high level. And the potential of him being with Jarrett Allen and Mobley, as CBS says, I agree with this. That's a pretty fun possibility that could help them and be really entertaining to watch. Jalen Suggs has been zeroed in by the Toronto Raptors, Twitter, everybody. He is widely expected to be number 4 pick in the NBA draft unless trade happens or something crazy happens that changes their mind. Scotty Barnes, who has a poor shooting percentage, doesn't score a lot. His weakness is definitely his shooting. So it's odd that he is expected to be the 5th pick in the NBA draft from the Orlando Magic. But from all accounts, Scotty Barnes will likely be the number 5 pick. He is 27.5% three-point shooter, 4.1 assists, 4 rebounds per game, 10.3 points. James Bouknight, sorry if I'm butchering the name there, James, is expected to be picked by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 6th pick. He averaged 18.7 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and a 29.3% three-point shooter. A guy that I was really shocked to hear is about to come in at the number 7 pick, but I expect him to be the 7th pick, and I think about every person in this world is starting to see him as the 7th pick in the NBA draft, is Jonathan Kuminga. Once again, sorry if I'm butchering the name. A small forward. He is expected to go to the Golden State Warriors. He doesn't have the talent and the shooting as some of these other guys. He's a horrible three-point shooter, 24.6%. As CBS says, the journalist here, he believes that he's a wing with all-star upside and length and athleticism to help early with the Warriors. However, Moses Moody is a much better player and a much better fit for the Golden State Warriors. It's a real disappointment that they're going to pass on the Arkansas guy. I am biased. I'm an Arkansas person. I go to the U of A. Still haven't graduated, but he's definitely a better player and has more upside. It's hard to see why they're wanting to pick Jonathan Kuminga here, number 7, over Davion Mitchell and Moses Moody and some of the other guys that they had. But according to reports, Moses Moody wasn't even in the running, so he must have done bad in their opinion at the workout, or these other guys were just much better. Moses Moody is actually expected to be the next pick by the Orlando Magic, and I'm going to give some shout out to this guy. He's an Arkansas guy, went to college. He's expected to be the first one and done for our program. 35.8% three-point shooter, 1.6 assists per game, 5.8 rebounds, and 16.8 points per game. He is expected and is, in my opinion, the best 3-and-D talent in the NBA draft. And he's going to be a star, in my opinion. He's going to be one of the best players in this draft, and CBS thinks he could be one of the steals as well. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, he is most certainly one of the best players in this draft. He's definitely a top 10 player. I think he has all-star potential, in my opinion. I think he's better than what a lot of people see him as. Pick 9, Franz Wagner to the Sacramento Kings. He's a small forward. He shot 34.3% from threes, 12.5 points, and 6.5 rebounds and 3 assists. He's been linked to the Kings for weeks. He's only 19 years old. He has been in college for 2 years. He has a shooting and defense, being an early NBA contributor. That's what CBS says. There you go. He's expected to be their pick. He's been linked to them. I don't see that changing unless somebody else picks him early, like the Warriors decide to change their mind. Franz Wagner should be the number 9 pick in the NBA draft. That brings us to the number 10 pick that was traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. Wow, I messed up there. Tongue twister. The Memphis Grizzlies have the number 10 pick, and they're expected to pick Josh Giddey, a small forward out of Australia. He has a lot of upside and potential and can be a pretty good player. According to CBS journalists, he is the best passer in the draft, which is a bonus that Ja Morant would have him on his team, along with the fact that if they somehow keep Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe, that's another piece to add with them and help Steven Adams out if they actually keep Steven Adams, which could be a long shot. One of my favorite guys in the NBA draft is expected to be picked 11th by the Charlotte Hornets, Alperen Sengun. He won the Turkish League MVP last season as an 18-year-old while averaging 19.2 points, 9.4 rebounds. His production at his age is very good in a professional league with lots of pros and guys that were in college. He has, according to the CBS journalists, he has a throwback to the old school style. He's not going to be very good on defense, however. He's a slow guy. Some of the problems that Nikola Jokic had with DeAndre Ayton, one journalist says that this young man would have a lot more problems in his scouting report and thinks he's a huge liability defensively. However, for his age and his offensive talent, he's a definite must, and I think he's a great pick for number 11 for the Charlotte Hornets, and I think he's going to be an awesome player. His defense, who knows, probably won't ever get better, but he's still going to be a good player and a great pick at number 11. I think Keon Johnson goes number 12 with the San Antonio Spurs. Jalen Johnson 13th to the Indiana Pacers. Davion Mitchell would be the other pick, in my opinion, for the Golden State Warriors at 14. He shot 44% from 3 this year. That's awesome. Well, that's probably not going to carry on in the NBA. If he can shoot anywhere from 32 to 36%, he's going to be doing great for Golden State, and he's going to be a great contributor for them. He's not the guy that can get in the lane like Moses Moody or get the free throws like Moody, more comparable to Harden and players like that with his ability to get to the line. But Mitchell's going to be a great addition to the Warriors if they pick him. Trey Murphy III is expected to go to the Washington Wizards. He shot 43.3% from 3 and 1.2 assists, 3.4 rebounds, and 11 points per game. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal will not be gone this month at least, even if a trade happens with Bradley Beal. It's not going to be too soon. He's going to be there for a bit, and they're going to do their best to try to keep him. But they're going to try to add some pieces to help. There's not going to be a trade with Bradley Beal or Russell Westbrook tonight, so might as well give that up for anybody wanting that. I did forget to mention, I do believe the Sacramento Kings, according to reports and everything, I do believe that they are going to make a trade happen that will send Buddy Hield to the Lakers. They're going to get their 22nd pick in the NBA draft, and they're also going to get some pieces back, like possibly Montrezl Harrell or Kyle Kuzma, or both, or KCP and Kyle Kuzma. I got Isaiah Jackson going to the Thunder at number 16. Corey Kispert of Gonzaga, small forward, going to New Orleans. I think he fits perfect with Zion Williamson and the rest of the pieces on that team. Jaden Springer, 18, Oklahoma City. A lot of people see him going high, and some experts believe he can go very high in the draft and believe he might be the most underrated player in the draft. I do disagree with this journalist on pick 19. I believe New York will pick Cameron Thomas, a shooting guard from LSU, and not Jared Butler. I think Jared Butler will actually go to Atlanta at the next pick, or maybe a trade to make it happen. I think Butler just fits Atlanta better, and Thomas fits New York better. Usman Garuba to New York at number 21. Chris Duarte, I think, will still be picked at 22, but he will be with the Kings, not with the Lakers. Zaire Williams will go 24th, in my opinion, not 23rd. I think Kai Jones will go 23rd or earlier, but both of those picks are to Houston. Nashawn Highland, point guard, VCU, projected to go to the Clippers. I believe that's a good possibility. I think that's where I see him going too. I really like Ayo Dosunmu, Illinois. Probably butchered his name as well. A junior. I really like him going to Denver. 38.6% three-point shooter, 5.3 assists per game, 6.3 rebounds, 20 points per game. He was one of the biggest reasons Illinois got as far as they did. Yes, they didn't get very far, but he's a very solid player, and I think he would do great in Denver and could help them early on, just as Michael Porter has. I got pick 27. I believe Charles Bassey will go to the Brooklyn Nets. He's a great center out of Western Kentucky. I think he can really help them and make things easier for Kevin Durant and the rest of the stars on that team, which could have very well went to the NBA championship this year had they stayed healthy. But having that extra help and having somebody that can be down low to help them, especially against Giannis and other elite players, will benefit them. And I don't think Quentin Grimes really does that for them, so I disagree on that pick. But they could very well pick Quentin Grimes. I believe Quentin Grimes actually will go later on. I believe the pick 28 to Philadelphia will be Trey Mann, a point guard. I think they're looking into the future. I do not think they're going to trade Ben Simmons tonight. I don't think they've found the right partner. I think it's going to be later on the line, and I think they pick a point guard tonight in Trey Mann. I think number 29, because Trey Mann has been linked to Phoenix quite a bit, but I believe he's going to be gone already. So I pick at 29 as Quentin Grimes, who has worked out, according to reports, with Phoenix, and I believe he will fall to Phoenix instead. In the last pick of the NBA draft in the first round, I believe Joe Wieskamp fits Utah perfectly as a 46.2 three-point shooter, 1.7 assists per game, 6.6 rebounds, and 14.8 points per game. He tested well at the combine athletically. He's coming off of a career year at Iowa in which he made nearly half of his 158 three-point attempts. With his shooting ability, it'd be silly to let him slip out of the first round, and I definitely agree with that analyst from the CBS journalist. He's going to be a good player in the NBA, in my opinion, and he has shown well in the combine and pretty much every aspect, and whatever team gets him is going to be lucky. I'm not going to do the second round. We'll see how I do tonight. Please like and subscribe, comment, let me know how you feel about my video, how you feel about my selections on where the mock draft is, or who's going in the draft tonight, and who you think should be going where, and what you feel or how you feel about the draft after it occurs. Let me know. Like and subscribe. Have a great night. Peace.